Welcome to Brew. We're back in our native territory. We're back in the tip that is otherwise known as our office. Desperately in need of some tidying up it is. But that's another story for another day. Do you think you could possibly turn the sound down on that, Mr. T-Boy in training?
On what, sorry?
On the computer, it keeps making a very loud bonging noise.
Does it? Mine?
Yes!
Oh. I'm sorry.
Oh dear me, it's Patience Christine, Patience Jane. He's trying my patience, is that one. Hi everybody, lovely to see you all on this lovely, fine, sunny day.
We've been watching Coronation Street.
Yes, I was just going to come on to that.
You need to watch the Monday
Yes.
version because I've got a similarity to Craig.
Yes, I don't know whether you've watched Coronation Street or whether it's on your radar, but we tend to record it and then all watch it together, and then we can all have hysterics together. And we've just been watching yesterday's at lunchtime. Oh dear me, I kinked laughing at Craig and what's her name? What's Craig's girlfriend called? Anyway, here we go. That's before we start. That's me forgetting what I'm supposed to be doing again. We had a lovely brew to win the garden last week. It's fair. That's it, Colin. Well done, Colin. It was very, very hot, so we went outside. Good afternoon, friends, Romans and countrymen. Mr. Fox, Mr. King Fox. It's 29 in the office this afternoon. There you go, look. It's quite warm, I think is fair to say, but it's not being quite as hot. Hi DB. It's not being quite as hot up until about dinner time, and then the sun came back out again, so it's quite warm. I've got the fan on down here. It's just out of shot on the screen. So I might be able to hold on to me train of thought a little bit better this week. I haven't got a right lot on the agenda, but we've got plenty to tell you, plenty to show you, and something very funny to share. We've got...
Is that at my expense?
No, darling, of course not. We've got something rather regal to share with you this afternoon. But we'll come on to that later. So for anybody that's new, anybody that's just joined us, all you beautiful people that are here at the moment, that are with us on the live stream, are all our regular bats. And hence the bat up there, you see. Hi Brenda. Oh, thanks Josh. Thanks ever so much. Got a little devil from Josh. Josh is back with us today. Must be free of that pest called work today. Anybody that's watching us for the first time on replay, I'm Jane. I am your publisher here at Visit FYLDE Coast. This is the perennial
Pain in the...
Yeah. My husband and T-Boy in training. Yesterday he actually made a cup of tea, which we were quite impressed at. We all picked ourselves up with shock and drank it, and we didn't die either, so that's relief. And we normally do videos about the lovely FYLDE Coast and Blackpool and Cleveland and all that kind of stuff. I've got loads on the list waiting for you for this week that I made last week. I might tomorrow, depending on the weather, I might go and make something different from somewhere different. Do you know Josh? Josh wants to be a bin man.
I wanted to be a bin man.
Can I share my career ambitions with you, Josh? I want to be a street sweeper. I want one of those trolleys that they have with the hole in the back for you to put your sweeping brush in. And then I can just trundle up and down all day long, pushing my cart and minding my own business and and doing all that kind of thing. Oh, another parcel at the pound shop, at the pound burger shop. Somebody else has left a parcel for me as well at the pound burger shop. I went last week to collect a letter. Can't quite remember who'd left it, because you know what my memory's like. And the queue for burgers was all the way down Dale Street. Chris looked really, really frazzled, So I've got a little video to show you of that escapade. But I didn't manage to get any posts, so I'll be going next week. Right, let's crack on then, shall we? So, I haven't got any new bats to share with you. We're all bats, of course, because we all have our Brew at 2 mugs. And the ones of us that have got a Brew at 2 mug are officially on the bat map. So there's loads of us, look. These are all by name, the different bats with a bat on the map. No new ones this week to share. Be a good, nice present for somebody for Christmas, that, I think. Not yet though, because it's a bit early. You need to be buying them a bit nearer to Christmas. And we've also got the return of the fish and chip-ometer, with some interesting fish and chips to share on there as well. So, somebody had emailed me this morning, and I wanted to just read this out to you. And yes, right, Lou from Ireland, I believe, Belfast, I think it might have been. Belfast, just a second. Yes, Belfast. Wants to move to Cleveland or Blackpool, and he's a big follower of our channel, and he's here at the moment. Apologies if Lou is actually a woman, but I assumed it was a low man, so to speak. And their phone had gone flat. It had overheated in the car, so I'd sent them directed to Cleveland this morning to see whether they could get that fixed there, and they did. The guy in the fix-it shop fixed it. And the email says, I watched the volunteers making their flower beds look pretty. I've never seen anything quite like that. Well, you've never been to Cleveland, have you? No wonder Cleveland's people are so proud of their little town. And I thought that was really lovely. Yorkshire Fisheries was amazing. I told the manager I'd seen your video. It tasted like fish and chips used to when I was a kid. So delicious. Her chippy is unreal. Can't agree with that. Disagree. I'm still coughing. I've come to the conclusion that I've got asthma. So perhaps I ought to go and find out whether that's true or not. But at the moment I've got other fish to fry. Ian's just asked about Chrissy and how she is. Chrissy's Chrissy-ing. I think it's fair to say she's sick to the back teeth of me. Keep going on at her, telling her to drink and telling her to eat and telling her to do all the things that she really doesn't want to do. But nonetheless, we shall keep her trundling.
Today.
Yes, we've had a major success today. Third strike, third time lucky. We've actually managed to get some blood out of her arm. Probably because I've been nagging at her all morning. It started when she opened her eyes this morning. She went, and I said, drink. I'm a swine, honestly. I'm a swine. So we've managed to get some blood out of her today. Simon says the cough could well be stress related. Well, that would not surprise me in the slightest, Simon. I think there's a very good chance of that. So yes, so I'll keep you posted on that when we get the scores on the doors. I had another email yesterday as well from somebody that lives in Fleetwood. I get loads of emails from loads of different people. Where are we? Michelle Hargreaves. And she'd had the lovely sight of a hedgehog in her back garden. And wanted to see if she could get any ideas off me about ways to spread the word about how to encourage hedgehogs. So I said, well, if everybody put a dish of water out in their garden, because she'd put water out, and she was absolutely thrilled to bits because she thought it might have been the water that the hedgehog had come for, and in this heat it very possibly could have been. So I said, well, if we all put a dish of water out and we all took a photograph of it and we all put it on our Facebook pages and said, please, all our individual friends, can you put a dish of water out for the birds and for the hedgehogs and everything else that needs a drink, and ask everybody to share it. So if on average we've all got kind of a couple of 100 friends, some have got a lot more, some have got a lot less, but on average a couple of 100 friends, that might be quite a lot of wildlife that we managed to save between us. So I think that's a good idea. What do you think, Kevin?
I weren't listening.
I'm not listening. I knew you won't be listening. I knew you won't be listening. I knew you won't be listening. Hark! It's the air show.
It is.
Tuesday edition. It's the Tuesday edition of the Blackpool Air Show.
Did you want me?
No, I was just saying, if we all put a dish of water in our garden and photograph it and put it on our Facebook page, it would save a lot of little animals' lives, wouldn't it? Yes. It
Number of bees that we've saved.
Yes, it would be a good thing, that. It would be a good thing. Aldo says, is Chrissy improving? Chrissy's stable. Chrissy's stable. I'm satisfied with stable at the moment, quite honestly, Aldo. So we'll keep it at that. Yes, and you can buy hedgehog food in Wilkie's. Dazza works in Wilkie's. I bet that's a good job. And oh goodness, well done, Brenda and Keith, says John. He saw you and you look very busy. Oh, they're always up for a bit of interruption, John. Don't ever think twice. Don't ever think twice. So speaking of Cleveleys, just while I remember, because I'll forget otherwise, we've got a belting Russell Beach meeting next week, and we've changed things quite a bit. So we've recruited one or two bats and people that watch Road 2. So we've changed it. We've got a new format. So we've got, instead of sitting like you're at school in lines, there's no air show on Lewis. It's finished. It was just on Saturday and Sunday. I'm just kidding with the helicopter going over. Rather than sitting in lines, we've got tables and chairs and biscuits and cups of tea. So that's a big improvement. So we can all sort of sit round and have a natter. But next week at 2:30, we are doing old day Cleveleys. That's what we're doing, and I'm doing a slideshow. So I've got lots of photographs that I've collected by fair means or foul, and I'm going to put them all up on the thing, assuming of course T-Boy in training will be available to sort out the IT for me. And we're going to have a show and tell type thing. So I'm going to take the photographs and stuff out of my box, which I think is, yes, it's under there. I'm going to take the photographs and stuff that I've got in my photo box. I'll just give you a quick preview. I've got a little box full of stuff here that's got all kinds of stuff in it. St Anne's Town map trails. Got all sorts in here we have. There you go, look. Old Blackpool. Oh, this is a belter. This is the sea defences just at the other side of Russell School, being built in 1955. And you can see the guys with the I've not put this one on the thing, but you can see the guys doing it. So I'm going to take these with me. Cleveland's Jubilee Day 1995. Doesn't that look old fashioned? I'm going to take these with me, and we're going to have some pictures on the screen, and we're going to do a, well, I know this, and I know that, and you know this, and you know that, and I know nothing at all, and we're going to share the information that we've got. So I'll take my box. We're going to share the information that we've got about all the old stuff in Cleveland. So it'd be good that. Everybody's welcome. If anybody wants to come, you're very welcome. 2:30 at the community centre on Beach Road next Wednesday. So that's the 24th of August. Everybody is welcome. Somebody's asking about what hedgehogs eat. Must just tell you this. They don't eat milk. Don't give them milk because that'll give them tummy trouble. You're not supposed to give them mealworms, which they adore because they rot the teeth. And the best thing that you can give them is either hedgehog food or dry cat or dog food. Best thing. Don't give them wet food either as well, because that gums the teeth up and makes the teeth rot. And I will try not to be too envious as well, because I'd love Tiggy Winkles visiting in our garden, but unfortunately at the moment we don't have any holes. Actually does it. I might have a bash it video in it. We'll see how that goes. We'll have a look. So and I got a bit of a runny nose as well. I think it's hay fever actually. I'm all stuffed up. I want to return to Nottingham. So that's that. So anyway, I know that, Ian. I've got you on my list. I got some I've got some post sent to me here at home in a little envelope with one of those new fancy stamps on. Look, those new fancy stamps that have got barcodes. Do they not frank these new ones then? Does that barcode mean that they sort of stamp it and clear it with that? Because that's not quite right, is it? That's not quite right. So there's this little envelope turned up, and inside it, oh, sorry about that, I've just banged the table. Inside it, there's a little bag. Look at this little bag, isn't it lovely? And inside the bag is a lovely little pair of earrings. Look at them, aren't they nice? Let me see if I can hold them still. It's a pair of earrings. And the little bats. Aren't they just cute? Ooh, cute. Look. The little bats. They're gorgeous. They're really lovely. Now, I think these have come from lovely Linda in Kilmarnock. Are you with us, Linda? I don't know whether she's actually here at the moment, whether she's watching on replay, because she does some caring as well. She does some caring. There you go. Look, I'm all battered up, aren't they? Natty, aren't they lovely? I really like them. Thank you ever so much, Linda. Thank you ever so much. It is nice, isn't it? It is nice. So, I think at that point we'll have a little intermission for one or two jokes. Is June with us? Are you with us, June? June! I don't think June's with us. I think June must be at work. I think she must be watching on catch up, because June's really partial to a bit of toilet talk. And I'm going to share with you one or two little toilet jokes out of my little toilet book. I've done a little bit of what do you call it when you look at things? What do you call it when you look at things in advance?
Recce.
No. What's the word I'm looking for?
Preview.
Anyway, I've done that. You can see I've stuck the, yes, they are the 40p in Blackpool toilets. Well, can you remember when you used to be able to spend a penny? The 30 in Wire, and I think there were 20 in FYLDE. I don't know. Are you ready, Kevin?
I'm ready.
Are you ready for some toilet talk?
Yeah,
Are you ready? I've got my vats wobbling, look.
I'll go for my toilet joke.
I was planning to go to the cinema weekend to watch that new movie, Constipated. But it's not come out yet.
Oh.
I have watched the prequel though, Diarrhea.
Something running.
It leaked and they had to release it early.
That's 3 times I've done that.
Are you listening?
Yeah.
What do penguins suffer
It's
from?
self-inflating.
I know.
I've been blowing into it.
What do penguins suffer from when they sit on the toilet for too long?
Something to do with chocolate biscuits.
Polaroids. Like hemorrhoids, but in the pole.
Oh.
Right, yeah. What's an egg? An ice house that doesn't have a loo.
Self-inflating.
Be busy all afternoon now. Be busy playing with his whoopee cushion.
I know, but if you try blowing in it,
naughty.
it doesn't work.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Have you done?
You'll like this one. You'll like this one, Kevin.
Go on.
Are you listening?
Come on.
A young girl is wandering out in a country lane when she sees a local farmer with a huge truck full of cow manure. The girl asks him what he's going to do with all the cow poo. Oh, I'm taking it home to put on my strawberries, says the farmer. Yuck, replies the girl. Mum normally puts cream and sugar on ours. We've all heard that one before, haven't we? You're making me.
I'm working, I'm very busy.
And this is definitely Kevin, this one. Are you ready, Kevin? This one's for you, Liz. A teacher is getting a class of young children to use adverbs appropriately in a sentence. Don't cheat. She did it over my shoulder.
See?
She asked Timmy to think of a sentence using the word definitely. Miss, do farts have lumps in them? He asks. What? Replies Miss, exasperated. Of course not, Timmy. Oh, then I've definitely pulled my pants.
I'm going to have to go to back to school to learn that, to laugh at that one.
Oh dear, I'm steaming up. I'm getting hotter and hotter and
hot,
hotter.
isn't it?
It's hot, isn't it? Goodness me, still on 29. It must be a warm 29 now.
You can't work in 29 conditions.
It must be a warm 29. I think it's because I'm talking to you guys. So, Kevin,
Jane.
shall we get you back up again?
Yes.
Yes. Now we've got a story to tell you.
Is this
This is your big moment.
is this my
Kevin.
big moment?
Do you want to tell them the story, or would you like me to do it? You tell them the first bit of your story. You sit down. You sit down and take
About my art career.
Yes, come in. Kevin's going to tell you about his art career. He's going to tell you the first bit, and I'll do the punchline.
Punchline.
Come and sit down,
do you
darling.
want the punchline then?
Yes, we'll
You'll save the
We'll
punchline.
keep the punchline while last.
Well,
Come and sit down, darling.
when I'm not working, I doodle. I do little bits and pieces, and it's.
Can I just interject at that point? I do like.
I've been on 30 seconds. 20 seconds is interrupted.
I do like him not to draw far too often, because when he starts drawing, the whole world disappears. It just sits and draws, and everything else just disappears.
It started
Started with a kiss.
2016, and I started doing some little googles, doodles, like this. I thought, oh, and then she said, why don't you draw pets and stuff? I thought, oh, some pets. And then I did our own pet. There. She said, why don't you try colour?
Why don't you try coloured pencils?
Went a bit off Pete, that's Rod Stewart's.
It is an old one though. When did
It's
you
an
do
old
that?
one.
That's 2017.
2017. So you don't always improve with age. And then I did a little mouse. Now then, things have progressed. And this is my portfolio.
No, you're not going to show us all them, are you?
Yeah, you got plenty of time. Is anybody in a rush?
This is like looking at somebody else's holiday pictures.
Little doggy.
That's our Toby.
That's our dog. Do you like it? I'll show you my last one then.
So you can show us more than one. What have you got? You've not got all of them, have you? Oh, we'll have a look at Katie. Let's have a look at Katie.
Katie.
Yeah, that's
Another
our,
dog.
That's our doggy. This is Coco and Muffin.
Double Trouble, Coco and Muffin.
I think that's my favourite.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
And then my last one, showing the improvement, was Prince Philip. And I think you've seen that one before.
Yes, and it doesn't. To be fair, it doesn't do it justice on the screen because you can't really get the quality of that. It is quite good. I mean, I am his biggest critic, as you know,
Yeah.
but it is quite good.
So I call that relaxing. Jane calls it wasting time. so
So I don't know whether anybody else watches it, but Kevin.
so it's pretty good, isn't it?
But
You know, improvement.
The T-boys watch portrait artists.
Portrait artist,
Do you
yeah.
watch landscape as well?
Yes.
And landscape and anything basically.
I was inspired.
Like that. So he got his paints out, and he went and sat at the table and he took his easel and his drawing board and his paints and whatnot.
I'm getting ready for this bit because I'm going out to.
And he started painting.
Started painting in acrylics, and as
Yeah.
you can see, I'm pretty proficient. I'm doing quite well. So, as my mother would say, as I was leaving home, it's always good to share your mistakes with the world. I don't know what she
So-
meant by that.
This is something that he's been working on. He's been working on this for weeks, for quite a long time. And I said to him yesterday, I said, T-boy in training, I said, do you think that we ought to take the Queen to Brew at 2 tomorrow? Because the people that watch Brew at 2 would love to see.
Love to see. You can get a lot of detail in acrylics. A lot of detail. You can see where we're going. I showed it Jane. And I was after a critique.
You got one.
And I got one. Pretty much similar to
Are you
that.
ready?
I said, how do you think I'm going on with Queen?
And what did I say to you?
You laughed.
And then what did I say?
It's rubbish.
And then what did I say?
I don't know. Pack in.
What,
Give up.
what have you done to her?
What have you done to her? Are you ready? Are you ready? That's steamed the glasses up, hasn't it? Oh.
Let me take them off.
Oh.
And that's better than the first version.
She's had a wash. She's had a wash.
Oh God.
So that is the best critique I could possibly have had. Because now I'm going to prove her wrong. Now I'm going to stick at it. Don't laugh.
Show me Prince Philip. I don't want to choke tears on him. So we've gone from that to that.
So the graph. So there you go. That's my art career. Over.
So he fetched it round.
I've even signed it, look.
He fetched it round from back at settee to show me mum, and he brought. I said, "Shut up, Chrissy."
It's the first time I've known her be quiet.
Don't you might put that away because I've got tears running down my face and I don't want to drip tears on it.
It's now a watercolour.
I said, fetch it round and show Chrissy, see what she thinks. And I tried at this point to keep my face straight. I didn't do what I've just done and collapse in a gale of giggles.
No, she didn't want to give anything away.
No,
to be fair.
I wanted a fair and honest assessment from Chrissy. So I came round and he went, "What do you think to that, Chris?" And she looked at it and her face never slipped. And she went...
This is my mum as well.
She went...
Could be better.
So, anyway, we'll keep you posted.
So we don't always show you the best of...
I think he's got quite a way to go yet.
Yes.
But this piece of paper has got so much paint on it, it's practically turned into a sheet of glass.
So I'll send it for the next birthday. I'll end up in dungeon.
I did say that 300...
Thank you all for your words of encouragement.
I couldn't see what they were writing for laughing. I did say that...
Maybe the drawing could be a bit more accurate. Maybe you've used the wrong colours, but no. Bloody wet herself, she did.
Gren says, Kevin.
Yeah.
It looks like the spitting image puppet of the Queen Mum.
Well, that's close enough for me.
Oh, my stomach. You're making my stomach behave.
I'm sulking now. I'm sulking.
You made me nose pour.
Bet you down Coronation Street.
So, I said 300 years ago it'd have got sent to tower for that. Back in the day, I used to quite enjoy watching Blackadder. And I particularly
Taking commissions.
Yeah, is there anybody that you really don't like? I particularly liked the one where they did the sort of Tudor period and the Queen Elizabeth one, and he always called me Queenie.
Chop off there.
And I think she would have chopped off his head. She'd have said, "I'll chop off your head." Oh dear me, we don't have to live, don't we? No wonder I keep coughing. Oh goodness. So it's not been a bit of trouble. It's just been sat at our dining table. Yeah, we'll send him to Blackpool Tower, does it? He's been sat at our dining table and he's been quietly
Slopping paint.
Quietly slopping paint. Aye, here it comes.
Funny thing is, I bought some finer brushes, and that's not a problem, is it? A fine brush is not going to help. It's not going to help me. It's not going to save me. I'd be better with yard brush.
I'm auditioning next week for that clown in Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Oh dear me.
Hey, we've only got half an hour left.
Dear me today.
Oh dear.
Oh, we know how to laugh. We don't have much money, but we do see life. Oh dear me. Aldo says he just noticed the small portable fan at the back of me. Are they any good? Yeah, this one.
Yes.
The reason I'm not holding it up is because my wire's not long enough. it's a USB one. I think I've got my wires knotted up actually. Yes, one of them. It's one I prepared earlier. It's a USB one, and my
Extreme Sisters. Tell her that one.
my my USB sockets on my computer are a bit airy-mairy. So I've got it plugged into my adapter flex, and the wire on it's not very long, so that's why I've kind of got it clipped at the back. But yes, they are very good. Won't be without it. Won't be without it. So my Extreme Sisters got one. Now, we were talking about Dr. Pimple Popper, weren't we, a few weeks ago? We've been watching all them. It's our guilty pleasure. And he mentioned Extreme Sisters. Lindsay says, can I do a shout out for her sisters, Olivia and Janine, to have a good holiday in wet Cornwall? Oh dear. It's been raining here, having said that, Lindsay, and I'm sure your sisters are not like Extreme Sisters. Yes, Andy, I've been on the giggle jokes. You've got to do, haven't you? Because if you didn't laugh, you'd cry. Yeah, so anybody that gets, I think it's on TLC. I would offer you a fisherman's friend, but can't kind of shove it down the wire. Anybody that gets TLC, you want to have a look at Extreme Sisters. That is eye-opening. It's fascinating. Dr. Pimple Popper. I've discussed Dr. Pimple Popper with quite a few of the district nurses and people that have been to our house, and apparently I'm not the only one. It's quite a few people's guilty secret who also enjoy watching it as well, so it's not just me. It's not just me. Oh, now then, Eric says, try the earwax removal expert. Is that a program? Is that a program on telly or on YouTube? Might need to find that. We like watching gloopy things. Oh, on YouTube. On YouTube. You have a bad cough, too many cigarettes. I have never smoked a cigarette in my life, Paul. When the glasses come off, there's usually laughter. Well, did you know they're too hot glasses, aren't they? They're too warm. So anyway, I'm composing myself now. So now I'm a little more composed. I think we'll go into the joke book and see if we can set it off again, shall we? So, are you sitting comfortably, people? Then I shall begin with the next round of hilarity. A rich man looks out of the window of his big house and sees a tramp down on all fours on the front lawn. Oh, thank you, Andy. Andy's just sent a super chat.
Thanks, Andy.
Thank you ever so much, Andy. Much appreciated. All donations gratefully received. The rich man calls down, what on earth are you doing? I'm sorry, sir, says the tramp, looking up at him, but it's so long since I've eaten. Two seconds. Is that better? Are we back? Sorry, I forgot to put airplane mode on and my phone rang. That was Elizabeth, Kevin, if you want to give her a ring. Liz.
Oh.
The mother-in-law's cremation.
You're watching Brew too?
A man is at home with his mother-in-law one day when the mother-in-law suddenly announces, I've decided I want to be cremated. No problem, says the man. Get your coat. The phone rings at the police station and a panic-stricken voice says, help, police. This is an emergency. You must come quick. A burglar has broken into old Mrs. Riley's house and the old lady has managed to trap him in her bedroom. I see, says the policeman. And who is this calling? The burglar, says the voice. Here we go. A man walks into a pub with a little chihuahua on a lead. The landlord tells him, sorry, sir, no dogs allowed in here. Oh, thank you, Stephen. But, says the man, I thought you allowed guide dogs. Yes, says the landlord, but guide dogs tend to be German Shepherds or Labradors. Oh, no, says the man. What have they given me this time? Can't see his guide dog. Not as funny when Kevin's not stood behind me, either. Thank you ever so much to the ones of you that have done the super chats. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. And anybody that's wondering what on earth a super chat is, there's a thing somewhere that's got a little dollar sign on it, and that's for donations. It's for donations towards keeping our channel going and supporting what we do. The maid is given notice. A lady gives her maid notice, so the maid decides to tell her exactly what she thinks. You might like to know, says the maid, that I am a better housekeeper than you are. I am a better cook. I am better company. And I am much more attractive. Really? Says the lady. And who told you that? No sound? Denise says there's no sound. I'm panicking now.
I'm panicking now. Can anybody hear us?
Can you hear me, Mother?
Can you hear us?
Knock 3 times if the answer's yes. Knock twice if the answer's no.
What did you do when you...
Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, we're back on. Thank you.
I was a bit worried when you said that's Liz calling.
You thought it was the Queen. No, it's not the Queen. Well, that ruined that joke, didn't it? That ruined that joke.
Do it again.
Let's start again. Let's start again at the beginning. From the top, the maid is given notice. A lady gives her maid notice. The maid decides to tell her exactly what she thinks. You might like to know, said the maid, that I am a better housekeeper than you are. I am a better cook. I am better company and I am much more attractive. Really, says the lady. And who told you that? Your husband, says the maid. Also, I am much better than you are in bed. What? Says the lady, aghast. My husband told you that as well? No, says the maid. The gardener did. I've just had a visitor. We've got the baby seagull in residence. It's right gawky thing. It's right gawky little teenager. And it's just landed on my window here above the desk. And I sort of saw all these wings go fluttering down the side of the window. Right. On to the chipometer. Thank you, Lindsay. Lindsay says I look lovely today and I feel very hot and very bothered. John's a big fan of the earwax removal process as well. I just like watching anything like that. We're all weird, aren't we? We're all weird. Right, so all you regulars, all you lovelies will be familiar with our fish and chip videos. And obviously, Leroy started this off. And then, oh, thank you, Paul. Thank you ever so much. That's very kind of you. Paul sent a super sticker as well. Super chat? Super sticker? Super chat. Leroy went missing. Leroy disappeared. There's been all kinds of... I never met him. I don't think many people have. There's been all kinds of stories about where he's gone, what he's done, whether or not he's nicked off with somebody's money. And all this kind of stuff. I've got absolutely no idea. I only know what I've read online. but he'd been doing Fish and Chip Friday. So I started doing food reviews and went to Fish and Chips first. And everybody said, oh good, Fish and Chip Friday's back. And this was some weeks after Leroy had disappeared, and he'd kind of disappeared well and truly at this point. But I'm not going to do just fish and chips, because I do like fish and chips. I do like fish and chips. But there's a limit to how many fish and chips you might want to have. And sometimes we might want something different. So I'm doing food reviews. They're called Fish and Chip Friday, or Not Quite Fish and Chip Friday. And then on Brew at 2, we've got the added twist of the Fish and Chipometer. And I realised today that there's 2 or 3 that we haven't actually put on here, so we're going to rectify that. So at the moment, our outstanding lead is Yorkshire Fisheries at Topping Street. If you've not been, I would recommend that you go and try it. Let's get the blue tack out. We'll do a bit of repositioning, I think, today. So we've got the beach at the promenade to add onto the list. Number 5 at Cedar Square and Palmer Cafe at Central Drive. So I'm still coughing. I think the beach was the first one I went to when we were in the middle of that heat wave, and it was absolutely roasting. And I was just walking down the side of it's not Burley Street, that bit at the bottom, but at the side of Robert's Oyster Bar, and I was looking to see if there was still a blue plaque on Robert's Oyster Bar, which there used to be. And all at once I got this smell of fish and chips and vinegar, and I thought, oh, they smell nice. And it was coming out of the beach, chippy, on the prom. So I decided to go in, and we had our lunch on the seafront, and very nice it was too. Really enjoyed that. So the ones that I've put on little creamy coloured cards, the ones on creamy coloured cards are good, but not right at the top. And the ones on the yellow cards are definitely nice. I would go back there again. So the beach at the promenade was definitely nice. I would go back there again. But I think these guys just had this slight edge on it. Very nice though. Really enjoyed it. And then I went to number 5 at Cedar Square. That wasn't fish and chips. That was a sausage sandwich, and that was lovely. That was really nice. Let me just write on. It's my pen. Sausage barm. That was a very nice one, that was. So I think we'll put that one, well really it needs to go kind of on a level with these. I'll straighten these out when we've done. And then the last one that I've just done is Palmer Cafe. Now I've got to say, you guys have shoved me well and truly out of my comfort zone, because I'm usually a bit picky. I won't say I'm very picky, not, pardon?
Sorry.
I wouldn't say that I'm picky. I'm picky compared to how I used to be when I was a kid, because I was murder. I bet my mother would have liked to have murdered me. In fact, I think that perhaps just had a little edge on it. Maybe there. Because I won't eat anything from anywhere I would murder, honestly. Terrible. So you've really pushed me out of my comfort zone, because now I am trying things that I would never normally try, and I think it's fair to say that I would never have gone in Palmer Cafe unless you'd told me to. And that's where I went last week when I had my lunch, and it was very nice. Very nice indeed it was. In fact, I will put it I will put it just slightly ahead of them. I've still got Yorkshire Fisheries at the top. That's still definitely my favourite one. And then I think Cafe Continental would go sort of there. So I'll straighten these out, and then they're a little bit more readable, because there'll be some more to stick on over a period of time. That's why I put them on with blow tack, so that I could move them round. So that's kind of my list as it is so far. So I've got Lindsay says I need to go to the beach cafe at St Anne's. They do good hot dogs. Well, actually, do you mean the one that's sort of in the car park, nestled in, that looks like it's disappearing kind of thing? I went in there last summer. I'd been to St Anne's. I wasn't doing food reviews at the time, and I went in there and had lunch. I can't remember what I had. I had a sandwich, I think, and it was very nice. It was very nice. I did enjoy that. So I shall continue arranging all the eateries of the FYLDE Coast into my own order. And don't forget, folks, this is my personal taste, which is probably different to yours, and all cafes and chip shops have a bad day. Everybody has a bad day at some point, so you can't say that one poor meal makes a rubbish cafe, can you? So that's where we're up to at the moment. And I keep getting quite a lot of people saying that they've been to Yorkshire Fisheries and they agree, so that's good. I should hate to send you somewhere and you think I'm an absolute liar. We try to tell the truth here on Brew at 2 at Visit FYLDE Coast. I just noticed on my way past that somebody's put, I think this must be a new viewer. Donny Darko says, loving the title of this live stream. A tea at 2 is a great idea, so put the kettle on. It's always time for a cup of tea. It's always time for a cup of tea. But of course we started doing this in lockdown when everybody had got nothing to do, and one thing led to another and we carried on, didn't we? One thing led to another and we carried on. So I think we're nearly there for today. I think we're done with the blow tack. If you want to brew at 2 cup, the link to buy one is in the description underneath the video, and then you can go on the map. If you want to make a donation, you can do that via coffee. The link for that is underneath as well. And if you want to come back next week, we'll see you same time, same place, 2 o'clock on Tuesday. And as usual, we will finish, as is customary, with our mantra, with our swan song. So until next week, people, I hope you have a lovely week. Don't get too hot. Don't misbehave. Don't forget to put a dish of water out for the birds. And in fact, I've forgotten one vital thing, haven't I? I've forgotten the Facebook group. If you're not already in our Brew at 2 Facebook group, you need to join that, because that's where we chat to one another without the help of YouTube. So go onto Facebook and just search Brew at 2, AT2. Yes, Lee. Oh, yes, good point, Lee. Lee says, congratulations on 9,500 subscribers. And I promised you, did I not? I promised you a competition for 10,000 viewers. Yes, and the winner gets this.
It's a signed photo of the Queen.
No, that's a joke, actually.
Yes, it's a joke. I'm not signing that.
Just pass me that B&M bag. I'll give you a little... Oh. I'll give you a little preview.
Can I enter?
No. I'll give you a little preview of what we're going to have. I've got a bag full of stuff that I bought some weeks ago. And this is going to be our competition for 10,000 subscribers. And this lovely little young man is in the prize. So I'm going to do a video when we've finished here today. And I will share this with all you bats. and you are all very welcome to enter the competition. It's only going to be drawn when we get to 10,000. Isn't he lovely? I thought he was really nice. We could call him Kevin, couldn't we?
Elizabeth.
Or Elizabeth. Right. See you all next week. Let's finish, as is usual, with our poem. Smiling is infectious. You catch it like the flu. When someone smiled at me today, I started smiling too. I passed around the corner and someone saw my grin. When he smiled, I realised I passed it on to him. I thought about that smile, then realised its worth. A single smile, just like mine, could travel round the earth. So if you feel a smile begin, don't leave it undetected. Let's start an epidemic, quick, and get the world infected. Until next week, folks. See you later. Bye for now.